So today is the third day since Pahalgam attack happened, and not much has changed fundamentally. Indian government is meeting and calibrating its response much the same way as it was doing yesterday. Only difference is that it has won more support internationally, getting phone calls from different different presidents and prime ministers from different nations. Yesterday, Jaishankar had a meeting with Israel's ambassador, but that is not very remarkable. That is quite expected. What is obvious and given is that without Israel's support, India will not be able to get POK back, if at all it wants. And it does want, there's no doubt about it. Given the long history of Pakistani terrorists killing innocent Indians and soldiers, the mood in India has shifted fundamentally. Never before have I seen such a huge political support cutting across political lines, including some chief ministers of Congress ruled states like Andhra. It was bizarre to the extent that the chief minister was flanked on one side by Salman Khurshid and by Owaisi on the other side, standing beside Pawan Khera, likes of him. And he, holding the mic, he loudly called upon Prime Minister Modi to just not waste any more time and get back the POK. This is the minimum that everybody wants, giving vent to their frustration, anguish, suppressed for a very long time. Nowhere is the creed and of that dirty secularism more evident than in the political parties who had once used this coin word secularism to hide their failures and rally all kinds of support to block and almost ostracize the BJP, which has of late and suddenly become the center of cynosure of all eyes, including from the rest of the world. What has actually happened? What I want to say is that Indian establishment is quite not giving much not giving much wind to any rumor or not spreading any word, quietly sending army chiefs to Kashmir. For example, army chief visited Kashmir today, held indoor meetings with Lieutenant General Manoj Sinha, and they're all commanders. Something is definitely cooking because by the evening, Indian Army released a video. Video is chilling. If you see the clip, it's very short, very precise, and giving an indication of what it can and what it is prepared to do. It starts with a huge caption in the middle, two words: no mission is too far. No mission too far. Below this below this caption was subtitle like Indian Army. It has three different, you can say, aspects. What it was saying is that videos from Indian Army, then Navy, and Air Force. Three wings of Indian Army have been edited, and it is showing the paratroopers getting down from the flying helicopters, flying down with parachutes open, and flying down in droves, right? Secondly, it is showing the Navy submarines and the ships making very swift movement, and of course the army personnel running up and through the forest in a search operation with very chilling messages in between. Never before has Indian Army released such a video at all. All right. So this, if you can, you can. If you want to take a message, it is for you to. I am only giving an information. If you want, if you are looking out for a message, there is message in it, depending on for whom is this message meant for. If this is meant for Pakistan, I mean that's obviously it cannot be meant for anybody else other than Pakistan, given the context of the recent militants' gruesome crime. So, what is the indication? Is it really going to happen very soon? Is the army determined? Because I think political establishment has made its intention very clear that we would not want anything short of war. First. Second, we want to fix this problem forever. Third, there is no other option. Right? Strategic, diplomatic, this will not work. They have realized that whatever we do, Pakistan has a way to come around. So it is better, I mean, in any case, in casualties from India is bound to happen, whatever you do. So why not fight and die rather than wait and hide? So and not only this, if you read between the lines the messages, because politicians and the ministers and the government officials are not directly speaking up, not giving any wind of what they are up to, but we can of course make out from their body language, from their off-the-cuff remarks, and that's how journalists read. It is important that Bilawal Bhutto had said in the afternoon today that either water will flow down Pakistan in Indus River or the blood of Indians will flow down. This is absolute savage, barbarian, and primitive to the worst kind, coming from a fellow who doesn't have guts to stand on his legs. But then that is Pakistan. People who do not have anything except 6 feet tongue. They have only tall claims to make. Their Air Force is, of course, fine, and they have fighting capability in the skies, But on the ground and in the sea, I think their fighting capabilities are in suspect unless China chips in and lends its support. Support means substantial, not moral, but military support. This war will not be very long because India is not foolish that it will send troops in 1 hour and then regret in leisure. This time, I think they are taking time to really calibrate its strategy, and I'm sure this strategy is going to include every possible. Uh, it will cover up every possible losses. What I mean is that Indian government is working on how to inflict maximum damage without incurring any loss of any kind. That is why it is taking time to select its targets. Maybe one of the targets is Hafiz Saeed. Maybe second target is Army Chief himself, Pakistan. Pakistan Army Chief is a more an animal. We don't consider this kind of people as men. Third target maybe Rawalpindi headquarter of army, and fourth target may be to not destroy but take in control the nuclear facilities where the nuclear bombs are kept, because it is far too risky when you attack an enemy to leave this nuclear missiles into the hands of unstable mind. Therefore, it is of utmost importance before you make any kind of preparation to ensure that this do not fall into jihadi kind of mindset. But how to do it? That's a question. So that is why I think India is quietly taking the inputs of many friendly countries like US, Israel, France, because these are the 3, 4 nations, and Russia, of course. These are the 4 nations which can always be counted on for support. I personally do not rely much on more on US. US is a little blinding. They have a lot of sense in their head, but they do not see beyond 1 day or 2 days. Otherwise, they won't have done what they did in Bangladesh. In their anger, blinding anger against Hasina, they forgot about how to contain and how to ensure the consequences of removing Hasina. They got rid of Hasina, but what happened after that was worse than this, which they should have and they could have anticipated, but they did not. And the result is there is a monkey there. The monkey in the power in Bangladesh is such a joke. It is a trouble not only for India but more for US and China, everyone. In fact, he is becoming a problem for his own country. The way he has handled the economy, the textile industry and handloom industry is almost in ruins. More than 3 and 4 lakh people associated in handloom and textile industry in Bangladesh are almost starving, having lost all kind of business because of India turning screws on it, terminating the transshipment clauses with Bangladesh, leaving them high and dry, which they should have, which India had right to exercise because of unpardonable behavior of this country. But that is so that has proved how stupid, idiotic, and reckless are Americans. So I do not support them as much as I will support, for example, France, Russia. These two countries are more stable people. They can be trusted. They have the right technology. And of course, Israel, the all-weather friend, who can be of, you can say, whose help is crucial, and it can clinch and it can tip the scale in India's favor at any time. So these are the developments today. In the evening, I saw some news appearing and suggesting and some quotes of Shahbaz Sharif, the Pakistan Prime Minister, that Pakistan is ready for an international probe into Pahalgam attack. Again, this country is not learning the right lessons. In its bid to save itself from the fury of India, it is trying to play games. Instead of offering the help straight away, it is trying to internationalize the affair, including a criminal act in Kashmir, so that every country shall have a voice, knowing very well that India will never, at any cost, allow any third country to poke its nose. India has not, India will not allow any third country, and this is a known fact, including US. On the very first day of attack, Trump said categorically that this is between India and Pakistan, and this is for India to decide whatever it wants. We are with them. Very categorical, no ambiguity at all. But today, instead of offering help, Pakistan is trying again to play games, but people in India have seen through this country, are enough fed up, and I think the strategy final will take some time. It may take a few weeks also, and it should, before the final assault, every detail should be worked out, so that not a single life of any soldier should go in waste. Like it should be the similar, like it should be same as the last surgical strike conducted by India after attack on Pathankot and Uri. There is a third news coming from, you can say, Pakistan's defense minister, saying that we have been into this dirty job for long, but we will be happy if India lends and shares some evidence. It is childish, it is nonsensical, and it is useless. So it was right, sitting in the cabinet committee of security 3 days ago. Modi was right to have said that this time I'm not going to talk to Pakistan. He clearly said it in the meeting that this time I will not talk to Pakistan. I will do whatever I feel is right. Whenever I have tried to talk to them, they have tried, whenever I have offered any kind of truce and tried to improve the relationship, the only thing they have done is to step in the back. So now I think enough. I will do whatever I will think is right. And the same day, same night, the Indus Water Treaty was put in abeyance, giving India all the rights to weigh all the options before taking a final decision. And also, I think putting in abeyance, it gives India a right to do whatever it wants. Sometimes it can hold the water, sometimes, if it wants, it can release the water. So, if there is a rainy season in Pakistan, if the monsoon is around in Pakistan, India can always release the water, flooding the plains there, which will wreak havoc in their fields, destroying all crops in Pakistan. It can also withhold the water during summer when it is needed to harvest the crops in Pakistan, and also deprive them of the potable water to drink, for which they will have to pay a very dear price for this. But then it is not a overnight affair. To stop water from a river, you need to build a dam, and dams are not built overnight. It will take at least 3 or 4 months or even longer to build a big dam to contain the water, control the flow, and completely stop the release of water to whichever you want. That done, India will do well to start hydroelectric projects in Kashmir using the water reservoirs and dams, and which will do wonders, and it can improve the situation of power, electricity in Kashmir. And once it happens, maybe it will become a hub of power station, but it will because hub of power in entire India. It will become rich. It can also sell the electricity and power to rest of the India, which everybody will be very happy to buy. And from there, the story can be better every day for Kashmiris. But till then, it will be a long way to go. Kashmiris have done their worst enemies. They have left no stone unturned to destroy themselves, to hurl the bombs on themselves, wasting so many decades dancing death. But now probably they have woken up to their senses and seem to have realized that it was Pakistan which was playing, you can say, putting a spanner in the works of India. And India had shown its right intent ever since 370 was imposed. It rolled out so many multiple projects in Kashmir, including rails, connecting airports, rail projects, building many rail bridges, opening the many new tourist spots, normalizing the situation where the flow of money had slowly started, and it had begun to infuse life into the families of Kashmiris, which had stopped completely when Pakistan's plan of terrorism had almost succeeded. But now that people had begun to get some money, people had begun to start their lives afresh, they sensed a new whiff of fresh air, and therefore they could realize, they could differentiate between the intent of Indian government and Pakistan. On one hand, it is India who was ensuring that money is flowing back into their pockets. It was India which was building rails, bridges, giving hydroelectric projects. It was giving many fund to the state government to finance and to help the people in the form of loans, soft loans, so that they can start some business. It was not Pakistan, and the difference. Once the people saw the difference, and that is why the outcry and against this attack is so widespread in Kashmir. Everyone came out on the streets against the Pakistan. This was the one reason that they saw a clear difference. Who were responsible? They could see that responsible for this destruction in Kashmir was Pakistan, not India. That explains why and how widespread its support India enjoying in Kashmir. But that is not so easy to understand. That is very complicated. How Hurriyat? I mean, including you can imagine. Can you anybody imagine that even Hurriyat, all party Hurriyat conference also has come out condemning Pakistan. This was unthinkable. Nobody could imagine it even 5-6 years ago, but that has happened. So the churning has begun, and I think some very important and very fundamentally different shift in the policies of both the governments will be there for you all to see and enjoy.